don't know me, I'm going to be your host this afternoon. To give you a little background about myself, my name's Alex, and I'm currently a senior in high school at Woodstock High School. I'm hosting this talent show for my senior project that's due at the end of the school year. I wanted to revolve my project around Winnwood because I'm very close with many of you, and I just love being around you all. I just wanted to give a thank you to Melissa and Laura for helping me do this, and for all the participants that are going to be in this today. So, without further ado, let's get the first act. So, to begin, we have 4 ladies that presented their artwork. If you guys didn't get a chance to see, you can come up after and look at it. Okay, so we have Miss Gail Swift, Miss Irene Drew, Miss Irene Meyer, and Miss Joyce Wendell. Some things that these ladies wanted us to know about them is that Miss Gail used to teach learning disability and founded a school for children with disabilities, and Miss Drew is 99 and a half years old. Let's give a round of applause. Miss Irene Meyer wants everyone to know that her name means peace, and she doesn't know how peaceful she is, but she tries her very best. And Miss Joyce has done a lot of cross-country skiing in Minnesota, where she is originally from. So, very cool. Okay, so we have Siobhan Brennan, and Siobhan was born and raised in Ireland. She will be reciting a poem by Everyone welcome Miss Siobhan.
The old woman of the road, oh, to have a little house, to own heart, the steward and all, the heaped up sods upon the fire, the pile of turf against the wall, to have the clock with weights and chains, and pendulums swinging up and down, a dresser filled with shining delf, all speckled, white, blue, and brown. I could be quiet there, busy. I could be busy there all day, cleaning and sweeping hearth and floor, and fixing on the shelf again my white and blue and speckled store. I could be quiet there at night, beside the fire and by myself, sure of a bed and loath to leave my ticking clock and shining delf. Oh, but I am weary of mist and dark. A rose would never bush your house, and rose would never bush our house. And weary I am of bog and road, and crying wind, and the lonesome hush. But I am praying to God on high, and I am praying to Him night and day for a little house, a house of my own, away from wind and the rain's way.
Thank you, Siobhan. She had her first singing solo in church when she was 13 years old on Mother's Day. She sang the song, "If Mothers Could Live Forever."
That's right. Ready? Turned
Thank you, Miss Joanne. That was amazing. Okay, so now we have Mr. Clarence Bush. Mr. Clarence was in the Air Force for over 30 years. When he was 20 years old, he was a drop sound operator in the Weather Reconnaissance Hurricane Hunters out of Bermuda. Today he's going to be reciting a poem that he wrote himself called Grandpa's Lament, July 1987.
Does this sound reach you, everybody?
Close.
Closer? Closer? Before I lay this on you, I need to give you a little information so you can better understand what I'm talking about. Our daughters, Leah and Jody, gave us 5 grandsons from October 79 to April 82. I retired from the Air Force in 79. In 80, we started building a summer cabin in western North Carolina on the side of a mountain above a beautiful town of Burnsville. The first time that we could use the cabin was in 81. And our daughters came with 3 babies, 2 of them born 9 days apart in March. And this was just in the summertime. But they stayed with us for 2 weeks. And this was a tradition that we continued through the years. When they left in 87, the youngest one was about 4 years old. And after they'd been gone for a week or 2, I was missing them very bad, and I was driven to write what I'm about to recite to you. So this is Grandpa's Lament, 1987. I went alone to the park today, no chattering grandsons along to play, no Seth on his head on the carousel, no Zachary running with a giggle and yell, no Aaron scaring me with his daring climb, no Joshua asking, swing me one more time, no Jared walking on the balance beam, no excellent progeny to make me beam. The trip to the dump was no event, no raising voices full of voice gave vent. I thought of stopping for an ice cream cone. What fun is eating dripping cone alone. I remembered trips to the winter cold, where the 2 trips over falls calls for the bold. There goes Sethy again, he can't get enough. Everyone eats seconds, this is wonderful stuff. We went to the carnival, night of fun. So many rides, how to choose the right one. There's Zach and Seth and I Ferris wheel top, while Joe and Aaron and Josh get off and stop. Whose idea was it that we all ride the scrambler? Boy, that's one ride to bring out the gambler. And for the last act, what should we do? Aaron leads me through jail, Leah and Zach the scrambler redo. I greased the go-kart and put it away, so it's ready to go on next summer's day. They will want to go on another adventure, take curves at breakneck speed, dodge boxers, dentures. I took down the swings and put them away. They were a great way to start and end the day. The fort stands silent and idle now. It will have a lonesome winter, survive somehow. I picked a gallon of blackberries ripening fast. 'Twas near as much fun as Jared helping last. I worked on the road so hot and so dusty. Found yellow jacket's nest, no stings, lucky. The bees gave us a real rough time. Zach, Aaron first, Seth, Josh, and Zach twice. Jared made fine. The turtle, rabbits, inchworms, snail, toads, and dusty are all missing the Karate Kids, and they're blustering. And I miss them too, both night and day, a big lump in my throat as they grow away. For those little boys will not come again. They'll be changed next year on the way to young men. I'll take my memories and file them away, the way that they act and the things they say. I will watch and wait and anticipate till my gang comes back. It will be great.
Unaccustomed as I am, I come before you to stay behind you, to tell you something I know not about. Just the sewing I know a little bit about, but I couldn't do it now. This is a little knitted sweater that my daughter wore when she was 3. So the sweater is about 60 years old, and her daughter wore it. And this pillow cover I made for my mom when she was in the hospital. We couldn't do much for her.
Oh, that's cute.
So I just made her a pillow. And this is the rooster on the, yeah, I love roosters, so I made it a rooster. The candlewick stitch, that's what I'm trying to say. And the little First Communion dress I made for my daughter when she made First Communion in the Catholic Church. And it's dotted Swiss, so I was afraid to see through it, so I tacked a little petticoat under it. And I thought, I could never do that now. And the clown suit, that's a cute story. I couldn't make a dunce cap out of material, so I made it out of poster board. But that's long gone. Anyway, my daughter wore it, and my first son wore it. And he cried and he cried. He did not want to wear that. And I couldn't figure out why, because it's a girl or boy. But as the years go by, I think maybe he didn't like it because he thought it was for a girl. So, those are knitted out of that fake fur. And they go around, let me tell you. You can wear them any old which way, you know. And they're real easy to knit. You can make them as long as you want or as wide as you want. Is that it? Okay. Thank you.
All right. Next up, we have Miss Sarah Lawrence. And Miss Sarah enjoys writing and has been gathering with other writers to hear their pieces. She's going to be reciting 2 poems for us today. One she wrote herself, titled There Was a Time When, and the second she'll be reading is called The Summer Day by Mary Oliver.
Sarah, I couldn't find you. You weren't here. Well, I think this turnout is fantastic. We were all very shy about coming forward, and it's worked out well. The first poem I'm going to read you is by a poet that I just recently got acquainted with. Her name is Mary Oliver. She is, to my mind, something like Emily Dickinson. She starts with nature and then broadens it out. This is called The Summer Day. Who made the world? Who made the swan and the black bear? Who made the grasshopper? This grasshopper, I mean. The one who has flung herself out of the grass, the one who is eating sugar out of my hand, who is moving her jaws back and forth instead of up and down, who is grazing around with her enormous and complicated eyes. Now she lifts her pale forearms and thoroughly washes her face. Now she snaps her wings open and floats away. I don't know exactly what a prayer is. I do know how to pay attention, how to fall down into the grass, how to kneel in the grass, how to be idle and blessed, how to stroll through the fields, which is what I've been doing all day. Tell me, what else should I have done? Tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life?
Beautiful.
Well, not because of that poem, but in line with that poem, I decided one thing to do with my wild and precious life was to write about it. So I wrote my autobiography last year and got the pictures together this year and hope to have a book together. It's at the printers by summer. It's called So Far. This is how I ended this story. There was a time in my life when I knew everything. Politics, religion, work ethics, love. Just ask me. And I will tell you because I know everything. Today, after 87 years of living, I no longer know everything. Only some true things. God loves us first, but faith comes slowly. Day by day, by year, by decade, by life. And family, loved ones, matter most. Today, they're everything I know.
Well, Miss Sarah, thank you. All right, up to the stage for a second appearance is going to be Miss Siobhan Brennan. She's going to be reading another poem for us today called Piddlin' Pete, and it was written by Anonymous.
A famous dog came to town, known to his friends as Pete. He had a pedigree 9 yards long. His looks were hard to beat. As he trotted down the road, it was beautiful to see how he worked every corner, every post, and every tree. He never missed a landmark. He never missed a tree, because piddling was his masterpiece, and piddling pleased him most. The city dogs looked on in deep and jealous rage to see a little country dog, the piddler of his age. They smelt him one by one. They smelt his efforts 2 by 2. And Pete, a noble Pete in high disdain, stood still till they were through. Then they smelt him everywhere. Praise for him was high. And when one smelt him underneath, he piddled in his eye. Then old Pete, to show he didn't give a damn, strolled into the grocer's shop and piddled on the ham. He piddled on the cornflakes, he piddled on the floor, and when the grocer threw him out, he piddled up the door. The city dogs debated behind him, debated what to do. They'd have a piddling carnival, the hoops they put him through. Pete was with them all the way. Oh no, they showed him all the piddling posts they knew about the town. And off they went with many a wink to wear the stranger down. And Pete was with them all the way, with vigor and with vim. With vigor and with vim, he showed those city dogs a thing or two. The city dogs, and on went noble Pete, with tireless as a windmill, and very soon he pitted those city dogs to a standstill. And then Pete an exhibition gave of all the ways to piddle. A double drip, tiny flips, and now and then a dribble. The city dog said, "Farewell, Pete. Your piddling did defeat us." But nobody made them wise that Pete had diabetes.
Okay, so to end our show today, we will be having. Oh. Everyone be happy.
Hello, Happy. Hello, darling.
Okay, so to end our show today, we will be having Miss Joanne Richardson playing the piano for us. She has been playing the piano and singing since she was.
Now, while I was thinking about that, I thought of this old song. And I think it would be appropriate for me to sing. You probably know it. But it's precious. How they breathe. How they ever flood my soul. Don't you always sometimes at the end of the night think about things that happened, you know, when you were kids, and then when you got your kids, and then you go through all of it, and it says, in the stillness of the night, precious memories flood my soul. And you know, I have that. I think about that. That's precious to us. If all we want you to think about the bad times and what we go through, we do go through bad times. But if everything was just wiped away, what would we have left? Nothing. So you think about your precious memories while I say this.
Miss Joanne. That was amazing. So that's going to be all for today, and I just wanted to say thank you again for everyone who came out to support me in my senior project. It has been an absolute pleasure working with you all. I can't thank you enough because we wouldn't have been able to do this talent show without our wonderful participants. I hope you all have a wonderful night, and thank you for coming.